Welcome to the PlaySlotsForRealMoney.com podcast. I'm Brian with Alexander. So the big news this week is Google has stopped using their script to go past the 100 search results, right?
Yeah, I've actually read about that a few days ago, right after I realized that impressions on my Canadian website dropped, and yeah, that seemed concerning at the time. Because I've as we discussed before, I've just released the NFL plugin that creates prediction pages, and that kind of really skyrocketed the impressions and also the clicks as well. I'm starting to see like clicks pretty much double or triple because of those like prediction pages. And then all of a sudden I see the drop in impressions. I figured I might have been doing something wrong, but then obviously, yeah, at the same time I noticed the clicks did not decrease, so only the impressions, which kind of probably looks better on paper because you have a good CTA that way.
So the clicks
Um,
did not
no, it
drop.
did not have an effect on clicks.
Good.
And that kind of makes sense with the nature of the change, if it is because of the change, because with this change, you kind of don't have those like quote unquote scrapers of different services hitting the search results pages. Uh, yeah, like Moz, Ahrefs, and SEMrush and all of those. So I guess they account for a good portion of those impressions that you would have gotten. But at the same time, if I look at the Nigerian website, zero change in anything in terms of impressions. So that kind of leads me to believe that it's I mean, either those services don't really care that much about like Africa as a region, or there might be like different logic for different like keyword clusters or something. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting observation for me that I see it clearly on in one place, and don't see any trace of that in a different place.
But you're seeing this throughout multiple sites, right? I mean, I'm seeing a drop of impression throughout almost every single one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really, I don't currently work with a lot. So, like, I have my three ones. Um, and the other ones that I work with, I actually haven't looked. It's an interesting point because whether there's a drop in impressions there, let's say if I'm looking at a website right now that I've been working with, and it is an Estonian one. There's really no drop in impressions, quite the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, if I look at a few other ones, um, yeah, I actually no, nothing. If anything, then it's the opposite of that. So the only really place where I saw that was the Canadian website.
Maybe this was just targeting United States.
Yeah, it could have been.
Did it also go on the Indian website?
On the Indian website, really no change either.
Okay. Yeah, maybe they did a North America rollout.
Yeah, it could have been something like that because otherwise, I think, um, yeah, I don't. I said it might be like keyword clusters, but probably not because like all of my websites are sportsbook affiliate websites, so there is a good overlap of keywords that they target across regions.
Yep. Now, there's also something I wanted to bring up. We had spoken about this a while ago, changing a penalized domain to a new domain and redirecting everything, including including all the backlinks and starting a new search console. That is something I'm going to do.
So you're really gonna do that?
I'm really going to do, yeah. And I'm not going to do it with an expired domain. I'm going to do it just really the purpose of using the domain is because it's brandable. It's more of it's a shorter domain, but it's going to be more like going to be more brandable, and that's the road I'm going to do. We're going to see how it goes. And the big question I had is, what would you do as far as the disavow file? Would you upload the same disavow file, or would you just keep it until you start seeing backlinks on the new site?
So, but I mean, you did mention that the disavow file did make a difference for you.
Yeah, in the past it has once.
Okay. I mean, I don't see no reason why you wouldn't do that because you kind of because you know in advance that those backlinks will pop up.
Yeah.
So if they will, then you might as well kind of act in like as a preventative measure rather than a reactive one. So
Yes.
yeah, it probably makes sense to just kind of secure yourself that way because yeah, otherwise you might end up getting some negative, some toxic backlinks in. I mean, I don't know, but I've read and heard that it's very sluggish in the way it kind of takes effect over time. Just might as well do it in advance.
I'm gonna give it a try that way. Yeah, that's good. Good recommendation. Um, yeah, I mean this one got penalized again by the spam, which is still going on. I didn't look today, but it was, and yeah, I'm gonna try a new disavow file. One more thing, I'm gonna try an updated disavow file. If a couple days after it doesn't show performance after the spam update, then I'm gonna start working on the new domain. I'm Interestingly, I'm going to keep it on the same hosting plan. I'm not going to do a different IP. I'm not going to do anything like a dedicated hosting plan. I'm not doing like that. I'm just going to keep it straight and
I'm actually curious to see how that goes because yeah, I mean, if it's going to be the same content, the same website, just like a different domain, let's see because I don't think. I mean, at least that's an interesting case study at the very least.
yeah.
Yeah.
You've never done anything as far as because I know you work a lot with the expired domains. Um,
Yeah. Well, with the expired domains, I've actually just discussed this also today with somebody I know, and kind of we were talking about. I mean, he had a few questions about like what exactly do I do in terms of expired domains, and I mean, what I do is I like just search for domains that scream relevance, and then I buy them, and then I redirect them without any second thoughts. So let's say if it's a and if it's an expired domain of a sportsbook operator, you might as well just take it at face value and redirect it, and don't think twice because that's as relevant as it gets. I've tried approaching this from other angles. So let's say I've bought crypto related domains. I've bought non-relevant domains, but with like with good authority, with good backlink profiles, and I just like doing something with them. So repurposing them takes a lot of time and effort, and I just didn't think it was worth it at the time. So I kind of just ended up selling them. But that being said, I'm not saying that it's impossible. It's very much possible, and there's a good example of that actually my competitor, so I'm not promoting them, but I just want to like give credit what credit's due. So it's a website called Telecom Asia. As you can see from the name, somebody purchased an expired domain of a telecommunication operator from Asia, and they've masterfully repurposed it as like a sports book and casino affiliate website, and it works. So
yeah.
it's definitely doable. They've done a great job at that, and they're actually my competitor in Nigeria. I often try to like knock them off the top spot and then see what they do and who they get links from and so forth. Yeah, and obviously it's not the only example, but I think if you get a domain like that, then yeah, you can definitely repurpose it. For me, if I find something like that, I usually probably sell it because it's also easy to do. Like if you don't buy like domain privacy, then people just reach out to you themselves. Yeah, because you normally have like your email address and your phone number on there, which is probably not the best privacy measure. But then again, like I've had several people just hit me up on WhatsApp saying like, "Hey, do you own this domain? I want to buy it," and then they just buy it. So uh, for me, if it's not relevant but it's good value, then I buy it just to sell it. But you can obviously repurpose it. But yeah, you'd have to like find your way in doing that.
Have you tried GoDaddy auctions? I know that they have a lot of expireds.
I've looked through the auctions, but to be honest, I I haven't seen any. So on the auction, if it's something, let's say like the other day, bought a domain called blackbet.ng. So it's like a Nigerian sportsbook operator that's no longer in business, and they
Mhm.
just let their domain hang. And like obviously anyone could buy it, so I bought it, redirected it, and now it's kind of mine. And also since you don't use the domain name itself, you just redirect it. You don't have to worry about like using their name or anything because you don't actually use the name. Um, and with GoDaddy, that domain or like a similar domain with the auction, it would have been worth like an arm because it's like it's an actual operator. And the stuff that the affordable stuff on the auctions, I didn't see it being that valuable. And the stuff that's actually valuable is is there for a fee that I'm personally not willing to pay.
It's really expensive, some of the stuff. I've
Yeah.
seen it. Um, yeah, it's also hard to find something really good that has a good history, has good backlinks, and that's a .com.
Yeah, with .com, I mean, it's easier and it's more difficult at the same time. It's easier because the sample size is so huge. So like every day, if you go to look at expired domains, then you're going to find hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of .com domains popping up every day throughout the day. I've actually also had a good, like a fun idea about this. So in a way, like if you could kind of script this, that but you'd have to have access to like an API of like Ahrefs or something similar. Then you'd script that together with going through the expired domains list and then hooking that up with an Ahrefs API, and you can
Mhm.
easily kind of surface the high value or at least high value-ish domains that pop up as soon as they pop up. Obviously, I'm probably not going to do that because again, the Ahrefs API costs an arm. But
Yeah,
if anyone listening to this has an Ahrefs API access, then yeah, go ahead and do that.
very
Um,
good.
but yeah, even with .com domains, I think like anyone who's interested in getting a good one, it's a good practice to just every morning or evening or whatever time of the day it is, just open up a list of expired domains and go through them. Just skim through them. If anything catches your eye, then go ahead and check it out. Because the thing with those .com domains, they're not all that obvious, because not all sportsbook domains have sports or bet in them. Not all casino domains have the word casino in them.
Yeah.
So yeah, you kind of have to read the name. So it could be like I have this like query that has like a lot of like spin, bet, bonus, win, wager, whatever. So it's like a very long query that I usually look for domains. But I don't even look at .com domains to be honest. Maybe I should. But as you said, it's difficult because there's a lot of them, and I would be spending a lot of time looking through them every day. That's the only reason why I don't, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah, I joined a this kind of service, and they charge extra obviously for the domains, but there's all .eus, dot like unique European names, and you can't find any .coms.
Do you ever just like skim through expireddomains.net?
You gave me that a while ago, and I tried looking through it, but there's nothing really like you were saying with casino in it or anything like that that has that's that's brandable. I mean, it has a it's tough.
Yeah, because you'd have to like pass it through several layers. So first of all, you find something that's relevant, then you check the backlink profile, and only then you can kind of decide on whether you want to get it or not. Because a lot of these, it could like have a 10,000 backlinks, but they're all spam. So
Yeah,
yeah, the numbers don't mean quality.
no.